We're going to look at writing equations with parallel and perpendicular lines. First off, let's understand what parallel and perpendicular lines are. Parallel are lines that never touch each other. Think of railroad tracks. Those rails, they never cross each other. Otherwise, a train would topple. So in this case, these two lines, they never cross. If they never cross, that means they're going up in a certain direction that's the same for both of them. Their slopes are the same. That means if my first slope is 4, my second slope is 4. Got to be the same numbers. Okay, perpendicular is where it gets a little weird. So if these lines never touch, perpendicular lines do, but they cross at a certain way. They cross at a right angle, at 90 degrees. That little box just says that we've got a 90-degree angle, we got a right angle. Okay, so we have a certain kind of slope here now. We now say that our slopes are opposite and reciprocals. Okay, that means if my first slope is 4, my second slope has two main differences. It's opposite, so if that's positive, this has to be negative. Now reciprocal. Reciprocal means you're taking a fraction, you're turning it upside down. So I don't have a fraction, but I can create a fraction. I can turn anything into a fraction by putting it over 1. Now turn that fraction upside down, and you're going to be left with 1/4. So that's our differences with parallel and perpendicular. Now, how can I use that to write an equation given this information? Well, first off, we got to start with our formula. Y equals mx plus b. You always want to kind of have that written down somewhere so you're not just thinking about it and you can at least see it. I now want to label the parts. So I need this. I need to write an equation through this point. That's important. We need to label them. Now, the only thing I need out of my equation is just the slope. Everything else, garbage, trash. We don't need it. Get rid of it. So let's take these three numbers, plug them in here, and find our missing b value. All right, so the only thing we can do to get b alone is multiply that 2 and 3 and then move that. So we get a -6. And then we're going to add 6. Okay, we have b, we have m. Write an equation given those two things. So y equals m x plus b. There's your equation. Now, not everything is written in slope-intercept form. It may be given to us in standard form. We need to do a little work there. Okay, let's get y alone. Get rid of those two x's. Divide everything by 3. Y equals -2/3 x plus 4. Okay, great. We did a whole bunch of work, but we don't need all of it. The only thing I need is that. Trash, trash, useless. Okay, let's take our coordinate, x and y, our m, plug them into our formula. 6 equals -2/3 times -3 plus b. All right, I put my little -3 up a little higher just because we're dealing with a fraction. I want that to turn to a fraction. Make anything turn to a fraction by putting it over 1. Negative turns to a positive. Ignore them. My 3's, top, bottom, cancel them out. We are left with so far 6 equals 2 plus b. Make this easy on yourself. B equals 4. Good. You have a b, you have an m. Take those two, put them up here. Y equals negative 2/3 x plus 4. And that is writing parallel and perpendicular lines given a point.